Hey guys, we are calling this update 2 weeks because I am 2 weeks post surgery and Fred is 2 weeks pre surgery.
Yay.
Yay! So we just wanted to give you an update how things are going with us. So, Fred, you started your pre op diet yesterday, so you've got 2 days under your belt.
Yep.
How's that going?
It's going pretty well. Yesterday was kind of rough, but I'm sticking 100% to it. No tweaks or variations. Got pretty hungry there for a few times. I didn't realize I could have like popsicles and sugar-free popsicles, or beef broth and stuff like that as much as I want or whatever. Since it's so
Also, sugar-free Jello.
Sugar-free Jello. Some things like that I can have, because I basically just stuck with, well, let me just basically show you what I'm sticking to. We use both the Premier, this is one of my favorite flavors, cinnamon roll, Premier protein shake, 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and 3 grams of carbs, so it's really, really good. This is the Equate, Walmart's brand. This is chocolate flavor. It's also really good. As far as taste-wise, I don't really notice a difference with the Equate. It's just, to me, it's basically as good as the Premier.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're limited. There's much more limited flavors options with the Walmart brand.
Yep.
And also sometimes limited availability, whereas the other stuff you can get on Amazon anytime you want. So, but they are more expensive.
On Amazon, it's not a huge difference, though.
Yeah.
So you like the cinnamon roll?
Yeah. So basically, I drink one of those, either one, whichever I kind of feel like. There's also like cookies and cream and a few other flavors. Caramel, it's pretty good, and some others. I drink one of these.
Latte is my favorite.
Yeah, not me. Don't like coffee. So anyway, I drank one of these shakes for breakfast, either on the way to work or when I first get to work. Throughout the day, I try to get in about 64 ounces of water. Usually I'm doing a pretty good job of that. Sometimes it's flavored water, no sugars or anything. But flavored water is okay, but I'm trying to get about 2/3 of my water as just straight water, and then the other third I'm mixing in with flavored waters. And then for either my lunch I either get my lunch or my snack in around 11, because I go to the first lunch with our group work. So depending on how hungry I am and kind of in the mood I'm in, I'll either drink my second shake for my lunch, or I'll eat what I call my snack, which I'll get to in a sec, and then I'll drink the shake later as my snack. The snacks I'm allowed to have are very thin sliced deli meats, about an ounce, which typically is about 4 slices, depending on how thin they slice it. But the way I've been getting it sliced at Kroger's and stuff, it's about 4 slices. So I had like salami today, but pastrami, corned beef, there's lots of stuff I like. So ham, pretty easy to satisfy my taste buds there. And then I also bought several cheese sticks. I bought some cheddar cheese sticks and some pepper jack cheese sticks at Kroger's. So I basically have the meat and a cheese stick for my snack, or like I said, my lunch, and then drink the shake.
Another option that I used a lot when I was doing the pre-op diet is the light and fit Greek yogurt, because I have a sweet tooth. So that worked really well for me, but you're definitely the savory guy.
As far as I do actually, it's not a straight liquid diet, as well as you can tell from the snack, but the 12 days of the 14 days I'm on this diet are this modified liquid. The last 2 days before surgery, just liquids, just the shakes and broth and Jello. And
once you get to the last 2 days, you bump up to 4 shakes a day compared to 2.
Right. You obviously have to have more shakes, because can't have these, which I can eat for dinner. It's just this is just one brand, Lean Cuisine. Another brand I like is Atkins. I just have to be careful, because with these frozen dinners, there's like 4 or 5 different varieties. Some of them are very, very high in carbs, like 40, 50 grams of carbs. And that's a no-no. I can't have a lot of carbs. So like this Lean Cuisine one has 18 grams of protein, which is good, and then 10 grams of carbs. So that's really good. This Atkin one, beef Merlot, has 6 grams of carbs. So actually 9. It's total carbs.
Yep, and 20 grams of protein.
And 20 grams of protein. So both of these are really, really good choices. And I've got other flavors and other ones as well.
Now, our program also allows the option of just having 4 to 6 ounces of lean meat for dinner with up to 1.5 cups of vegetables. But neither one of us trusted our portion control when we're hungry, so we decided to go with the frozen meal option. Right. And we can add some different vegetables to that also, like broccoli, or you like Brussels sprouts.
Right. I had cauliflower rice medley today, which was really good. And basically, I got a whole bag because it was like 25 calories a serving. There was like 4 servings and things like not totally, very, very little carbs.
Right.
And so, I ate basically the whole bag, which, I mean, not a huge bag. It's like, I don't know, 8 ounces or something, but it's all vegetables and low carbs, so I can pretty much have mostly what I want on that. So.
Yeah, and I really liked that for the first 12 days you get the snack and dinner, because I found that much easier to stick to than something that was a straight liquid diet for 2 weeks, and hopefully you'll find that easy too.
Yeah.
I thought my first 2 days were the hardest, and so hopefully you're over the hump.
Yep. Yesterday and today I got good news on my test results. All my labs came back normal. So I guess I technically still have the nicotine one, but I'd never smoked in my life and haven't been around secondhand smoke in years and years. So I'm not worried about the nicotine one. That'll come back fine. So the only thing really I have to do is my COVID test on Friday before surgery. So just pray that that all goes well. I haven't had any kind of symptoms, but I have been around a few people that not directly have had COVID, but their family members or people they know have had COVID. So trying to stay as isolated as possible to avoid any kind of, monkey wrench in my plans for the 22nd.
And really the only time that happens is when you're at work, which obviously that's 40 hours a week. But thankfully everybody that works there is masked. How many customers? Are they pretty good?
We make them. We have to make them. They have to either wear their own, or we have disposables they can use.
Okay, that's good.
So we make them. Yeah. If they don't want to do that, then they have to go through the drive-through. So they don't have an option.
Okay, I'm glad about that. Now the only other big worry is the hospital situation. Mm-hmm. We found out on Monday that Vanderbilt has shut down all their non-emergency surgeries, and my surgery and Fred's surgery are in Nashville. Mine's done, so I'm good. But it's at St. Thomas Midtown, so not the main hospital in Nashville. So we have been watching, and we are very eagerly counting down each day that the hospital stays open.
I talked to Dr. McDowell.
Yeah, I did talk to our surgeon when I had my follow-up appointment, and I asked him about it. And he said that Vanderbilt is getting the brunt of the COVID cases in Nashville, and that the small private hospitals like theirs rely on elective surgeries for their money. So he does not think they will be closed. He thinks that it would take an edict from the governor for it to close, and I don't think that's going to happen. Vanderbilt is overwhelmed, but because St. Thomas doesn't take as many COVID patients, they're doing okay. So we just have 12 more days to get through.
Yeah. I got a little scared today because they called me with those recorded voicemail things where they leave you a message saying, this is Ascension, blah, 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 Dr. McDowell. I was saying, your appointment they're due to a conflict beyond our control. Your appointment has to be rescheduled. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what? It's like, because my next appointment is my surgery, because they're not talking about the COVID test, because I can go anytime on Friday and get that. So, and it's a drive-up thing. It's not even, it's not really technically an appointment thing. So I'm like freaking out. And I'm like, what the heck? So I called and thankfully spoke with the lady that's the scheduler for the surgeries. And And I said, oh, well, the doctor decided to change his appointments from Tuesday, Thursday to Monday, Wednesday. So we need to reschedule. And I'm like, okay, sure, I guess. And then she started looking at the calendar and she's like, how about January the 2nd or 1st or whatever it was. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, my surgery was scheduled for the 22nd. Can't you like do the 21st or like the 23rd? And then she looked and said, oh, no, you misunderstand. It's like, he wasn't canceling any surgeries. Those are still on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He's just canceling his in-office visits and appointments. So apparently my 2-week and my 6 weeks got bumped up a day, which no big deal. But for a minute there, I was like really in panic mode and getting ready to freak out.
Yeah, I got a copy of my bill yesterday, and this is before the insurance paid for it. But the insurance was billed, but they haven't paid anything. So the complete cost, not counting the anesthesiologist, was just over $61,000.
Yeah. So it's like, if I don't get it done this year, it's going to be a while because we can't afford to pay, to pay that kind of money, because we'd have to meet our whole deductible again and all that starting day 1 of January.
Right. So. This year, for the first time ever, we hit our out-of-pocket maximum. Mm-hmm. That was due to things like I had to have my test for sleep apnea. That won't need to be repeated. One of our sons had testing for dyslexia. That won't need to be repeated. We had 2 broken bones this year. We're really hoping that won't be repeated. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot harder to hit that deductible. So a canceled surgery will probably cost us about $8,000 compared to nothing. So we're really counting down the days. And we'll keep you guys updated on that.
Yep.
So I had my 2-week post-op appointment yesterday. And I called to ask if it was a virtual appointment or in person. And because I'm doing so well, I could schedule it to virtual, which was great because it's one less COVID risk, and also it saved me 2 hours driving to Nashville and back. So I had an appointment with Dr. McDowell, and I was released to go to pureed food. And after all that time with a liquid diet, oh my gosh, I never thought I would be this excited for pureed food.
Yeah.
So that was really good. I'm on day 2 of that, and it's just absolutely amazing.
Because after surgery, she doesn't get the
to go back to normal.
The halfway, the sort of mostly liquid that I had. She was after surgery 2 days before, and then post surgery for 2 weeks, straight liquids.
Yep. Which it's important because your stomach is trying to heal, and I don't know what would happen if I had cheated, or if I cheat in this pureed stage, but I'm telling myself that if I cheat, I'm probably going to have my stomach pouch burst open and I'll bleed to death within a matter of seconds. That's probably a little extreme, but if you can convince yourself of that, it's amazing how motivated you can be to stick to pureed or liquid or wherever you're at. So I'm on pureed diet for 2 weeks, and then I get to graduate to soft foods. Woo! I know. And I can have eggs. I'm so excited about that. Or, chicken salad. It's going to be awesome. So I did my 2-week weigh-in yesterday, and I lost another 9 pounds. So that was very exciting. So that's just the tiniest little smidge under 15 pounds in 2 weeks. So
how much have you lost total since we started back in April?
Well, I don't remember since April, but I was at my high weight actually a year ago, April 2009. And since then, I've lost 48 pounds. So
coming up on the big 5-0.
I know, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully within the next week or so. The reason I'm saying the next week or so is because week 3, from everything I have read and from friends that I know that have had surgery, week 3 is a big stall. So I'm not expecting much of a loss this week. I'm just going to do what I need to do and not care what the scale says. Yeah. Well, I'm going to try not to care what the scale says, right, but I probably will. And I'm very thankful that I know to expect that. So I won't be, freaking out as much about that. So So my appointment, I graduated to pureed food. I updated the surgeon. I had to take a picture of my weight in the morning. And the nice thing was you weigh less in the morning. And I don't know about you, but I wear less when I'm weighing myself at home than I do at the doctor's office. So that helps. So my weigh-in from doing it at home by picture was probably a pound or so lighter than going into the office. He gave me the okay to graduate to also normal activity. I was restricted to lifting no more than a gallon of milk and just trying to walk maybe around the house and things like that. But I was able to graduate to normal activity as tolerated, which was good. And my favorite piece of news from my doctor appointment, pre-surgery, I was on 3 different diabetes medications and also a high blood pressure medication. A few other, vitamins and things like that as well. But those were the 4 medications that I'm really looking forward to being done with them. And one of the main factors for having the surgery was my diabetes and my high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. So yesterday he took me off one of my diabetes medications. Yay! So yay! He also told me to start really monitoring my blood sugar every morning because he said there's a very good chance I will need to either call him or my endocrinologist to stop or adjust my dosage on another one before my appointment. And I have an appointment with my surgeon and my endocrinologist both in 4 weeks. My endocrinologist also said he expects that this next appointment with him will probably be my last one, and then I could just be under my primary care doctor. So that is an exciting thing to look forward to also. So that was good. Oh, I went for a hike today. Our son David went with me, and I anticipated, it's a nice day out. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good day for a hike, but I have not hiked in, a very long time. And I'm still recovering from surgery a little bit, so we'll start easy. So I looked up the trail map for the state park that's by us, and one of them was a third of a mile, and one was just short of a half a mile, and they were both easy. So I thought, hey, we'll do one of those, and if we feel really good, we can even do it twice. So we got there, and we started walking, and we ended up on a trail that I noticed, the pavement ended, and I'm pretty sure most easy trails have pavement, and there were starting to be a lot of roots and different elevation things we had to deal with. And I thought, okay, well, maybe it's just not as easy as some of the easy ones. And then there was like steep drop-offs, and I'm very scared of heights. So that was a little nerve-wracking. And then I noticed there were some signs that had information about it. And I pulled out my phone and looked up the trail maps again and realized we were on the hardest one in the park, which is mild to moderate.
Oops.
Yeah. And it is almost a mile and a half, which is a lot longer. So I thought, hey, we're feeling good. Let's keep going for a little while and see what happens. And it kept getting scarier and scarier. And I was hearing rustling in the woods, so I was pretty sure there was a bear. I did see a squirrel cross our path, but, might have been a squirrel, but it really sounded like a bear. And it was really nice views. I was right along the river, and so we heard the river, rustling? The rivers rustle? We heard the river, I'm going to go with rustling. We heard the river rustling the whole way. And after we walked about almost half a mile, we realized we're probably not going to make the entire loop before the park closes. And we got to one part where the trail narrowed, and instead of having the trails here and you've got a little bit of space before it drops off, that was the trail, and then immediately dropped off. And in the middle of the narrower trail, there was a tree standing up. And David and I looked at each other and decided, yeah, we don't want to die. So we turned around and walked out and just reversed our way instead of doing the loop. So instead of our third of a mile or just under half a mile easy trail, we ended up doing 0.88 miles on a moderate hike. So it was fun. And David said he had a good time. I feel like my legs are going to fall off now, but it's a good feeling to have that. And yeah, it's been a good couple weeks.
Yep.
And we're anticipating more.
Looking forward to the next 2 weeks.
Yep. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. And I know we both feel so appreciative of all the kind words and support and the prayers and good thoughts that you guys have given us. And it's meant a lot. So, and especially this week, having the surgery changes your hormones. And oh my gosh, I have been so hormonal. Poor guy has survived.
Not in a good way.
Yeah. It's fighting words for a hormonal lady. Anyway, I am definitely more short-tempered, and everything is making me cry. Everything. So any of you who have said something nice about our journey so far, I can pretty much guarantee you've made me cry. If you have posted something on social media that has an encouraging verse or a picture of your cat or almost anything at all, you probably have made me cry, and just it's been ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to that ending and kind of feeling back to normal in that area. But other than that, I feel really, really good, and I've had a good recovery, and I'm really hoping things go just as well for Fred. So
Me too.
yeah. Anyway, it's good talking to you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.